Hello, my dear. Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, oracle card advisor, paranormal investigator, voice for your loved ones. How are you today? I know you've had reading before, but I just like to remind people this is not an exact science. We communicate the best way we can. Sometimes you have to stretch it outside the box a little bit, and they don't give me all the details because the details are none of my business. They'll give me just enough so hopefully you will understand what they're talking about. But if it doesn't make any sense now, just keep it in mind because you'll either see it later, remember it later, or somebody else will validate it for you later and go, oh, I know what he's talking about. Okay, we're going to talk to Donnie today. He says, I love you, dearest flower of mine. You are stressing way too much lately. Hear me. Yeah. Do you hear me? Hear me. So he's obviously been trying to talk to you, and I don't know if he's trying to figure out if you actually hear him or he says, no, you don't. You don't hear him. He's trying to talk to you. Tell her I love her. Tell her I love her. Tell her I'm this close. And he's almost like he's very, very frustrated. Like, she can't hear me. She can't hear me. So he's trying very hard to get you to hear him. Tell her I love her. And he's kind of frustrated because either you're still closed off to it. I know that may not make any sense, and I don't know how long he's been gone. But when you're in really deep grief, it's like there's a wall around us. And when they try to get to us, try to give us signs or let you know that they're there, it's like we block it, which makes no sense to me because that's when we really want to hear them when it's the worst. But somehow it works the opposite way. Don't understand it, but just know that it works that way. And it's like he's knocking. It's like he's showing like you have a shell around you, and he's knocking on it. He's knocking on it. It almost looks like an clear eggshell is the way he's showing it, and he's knocking on it. Like so, if you hear some tapping, you think you hear bats in your belfry, and there's a tapping noise that maybe you don't hear with these ears, but you hear. I call these telepathic ears, where actually I talk with them telepathically. You don't have to talk out loud. I've actually talked to a real life person that way. But she's pretty high up into this too, so we're kind of in tune. So he's trying very, very hard. So if you hear, anyway, back to the tapping noise. So if you hear kind of tapping, I don't know how to explain it. Like I said, with these ears, know that that's him trying to get through, trying to get your attention. He's trying to say, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? So if you hear that, and if you do hear it with these ears, it's usually only in one ear, and it could be a buzzing, a ringing. Your ear could get real hot. When Bob gets real close to this ear, it turns bright red and burns like hell. He even had the whole side of my face hot the other day, trying to get my attention. But it'd be usually on one side. So he's asking you, can you hear me? Can you hear me? So no, even if you hear whispering or muttering, just pay a little closer attention and see if it sounds like, can you hear me? And when you finally hear him, which you will, nod your head or tell him yes, acknowledge it, validate it. Ghost, something about ghost, a ghost. Trick-or-treating. And I'm sure you know sometimes they just throw words out. Hopefully it'll mean something to you. a hallway and an arch. Do that again. He's showing me looking down a hallway, but I don't know, like in some of the, well, I guess it doesn't have to be an older home, but usually the ones I've seen, when you're looking down the hall, it might be a rounded shape, if you know what hallway that is, or it's an actual arch in a hallway, and it's not for me to understand. I'm just relaying the message. Did you look down your hallway and you saw him standing at the end of the hallway in a doorway? Or you saw a shadow, like a shadow figure? Everybody thinks a shadow figure is something, demon. No, it's not. There's a difference. But it's hard for most people to know the difference. So if you have not seen this yet, you will see it. When you see it, he doesn't want you to be afraid, but you need to validate him, acknowledge him, tell him you love him, ask him if you want more, ask him to bring you more, give him permission. Sometimes they just hang back. He says he knows better, but sometimes your loved ones do hang back because they don't want to scare you, or they don't know if they should step forward. He says he knows it's okay for him, but it doesn't hurt to invite him in and give him permission. So, ringing, okay. They love sounds and smells to give signs because it's one of the easiest things they can do. Electronics, smells, sounds. He's showing a bell, not this big, but shaped like this. Ooh, that was a little too loud, sorry. So know when you hear or see a bell like that. Probably won't be that big. That's one of my, I don't want to say Hindu bell, chakra bell, but he's just showing a regular bell, but it's shaped like that. It doesn't have to be shaped like that. Anyway, when you hear it, even if it's in a movie, going through the store, it's getting closer to Christmas time, and I'm watching on he just drew my eyes to my tree. Hang on. Even as Christmas time, Salvation Army bells. Know that that's a sign from him. Again, validate him, acknowledge him, tell him you love him. He drew my eyes out to my big, I don't believe it's a maple tree. It's totally orange and red, and the leaves are falling like rain. There's no wind out there. Well, I can barely see the leaves moving a little bit, but it's like the leaves are raining. I don't know why he's drawing my attention to that. So watch for a sign like that, even if it's in a movie, even if it's on a billboard, doesn't matter. They're just like a shit ton of them. I'm just going to say it, coming down, just falling straight down, so the wind's not blowing. So I don't know what kind of sign that is. I'm not sure. That's different. And I asked them for something unique for you. Everybody knows about. Okay, I got it. Everybody knows about butterflies and coins and feathers and stuff. So I asked these guys, each person needs something unique just for them. So you're going to find fall feathers, or not feathers, sorry, leaves. But it won't be like when you go outside and the tree has just dropped its leaves. You're going to find like fall colored leaves. Probably, I will say one. You'll find it in a weird place. It might be like I walk through my dining room 10 times one day, and the next time I walk through, there's an empty candy wrapper there. And it was from Valentine's Day, but it wasn't anywhere close to Valentine's Day. And when I turned it over, it said, "I love you." And I knew who it was from. So when they show up in unusual places, you might find one on the dash of your car, you might find one on your kitchen counter or in the middle of your living room. So watch for that. So he's trying to send you plenty of signs. He says you're not paying attention. He says you'll be able to see clearly when you raise your head up. Stop looking at the floor. When your grief starts to lift a little. I still love you. Can you hear me? He mentions the color orange. He mentioned something about the gas bill, and I think he means the gas bill in the home. I don't know if you're worried about paying it this winter. He says everything will be okay. It will be okay. Keep your toes warm at all costs. I don't even know where you live. You might live in Florida, I don't know. Oop, not saying anything. Hang on. He says, remember what I told you. So was there like a last minute, I don't know how I passed, and I've asked them not to show me anymore because some of them were too horrific. Sorry, there's something on my computer. Was there something he told you towards the end? Maybe not right at the end, because I don't know how that happened. Guess I should ask him to open that back up, maybe. But remember what I told you. I feel like it was really, really close to when he left. Remember, just keep remembering it. Hold on to that like a lifeline. The grass is not always greener on the other side. He's talking about you, not where he's at. He's talking about you. Be happy. Be happy and grateful with what you have. And for some reason, he's wanting me to straighten up these papers that are right in front of me. I don't know why I'm feeling the big urge to tidy them up and make them not where they're kind of squiggled around. I've got lots of crap around my computer. I don't know if he's a neat freak, or maybe he just liked his papers tidied, or he wants you to tidy some up, or okay, so he also drew my eyes over here to a note. I don't even know why I scribbled this. It says, don't wait till you are old to look back. So what that meant was, when I wrote it, was don't wait till you're old at the end of your life to look back and go and have those regrets, the things you didn't do, the things you said, the things he says you need to do them now. Do them now. Don't wait till you're old and you look back and go, why didn't I do this and why didn't I do that? Why did I do something that way? Do it now and fix it now. Saying there's some relationship you need to fix. Is your father still here? Oop, didn't hear him. Hang on. So he says he wants you to start getting up with a smile on your face. He's showing that he wants you to like spring out of bed. I can't even do that. Spring out of bed, smile on your face, say, "Good morning, Donnie. This is going to be a beautiful day." And then bounce out of the room with a big smile on your face. That's what he's waiting for you to do. He's waiting for you to get to that point. He says if work hurts so much, change jobs. It's not it's not the time for more stress. Give thanks for what you have. It's all going to work out in divine timing. Oh, how I hate that word. Divine timing means be patient. It'll get here when it's supposed to get here. And I'm not patient. That's divine timing is to me. I don't want to be patient. It's hard to know that things are going to work out in a certain way, no matter which way you go. Even if people go down the wrong path, they still end up veering back and getting on the path because there is a plan from the day you're born until you leave. There is also an exit point that is predetermined when we get here. Can be when you're 1 day old, can be when you're 100 years old. Whatever that timeline is whatever the timeline is, it can waver a little bit, but depending on what's going on with people around you, what they're going to learn from you leaving, and but it's still going to be in that area. So no, it was already predestined. He's asking, what did you learn about yourself when he left? What are you learning about you? About being the real you. He's still there to support you. He's still there to lift you up. Asking for help. Not beg. Ask. Cannot override your free will choice. My guides are always going, "Oh, Rhonda, we bring you all this good stuff, and what are you doing using your free will choice to say no?" I know. Sometimes my Bob will whack me over the head with a pool noodle. You could not be any more beautiful, even if you were a movie star. We had simple things. Those are the best. You don't appreciate that till you're gone. The air you breathe. when when you turn the knob on the stove and it lights. and that's I'm giggling because I've never heard that. And it's cute because do we appreciate the stove working? Do we appreciate the refrigerator working? Do we appreciate we have lights in our house? Um, do we appreciate the awesome fresh air coming in the door? He says those are the true treasures of life, the simple things. And he wants you to learn to appreciate them instead of worrying about, oh, I don't have $1 million and I don't have a mansion and I don't have a Rolls Royce and I don't even know if they still make Rolls Royces. Learn to love yourself. So, okay, Every time I start to say something, he starts to say something, then he quits too. Ask him. Ask him and give him permission. Tell him he's welcome in your home. I mean, he knows he is, but tell him you're welcome in my home. Um, I would like to hear from you. I do want you around. He mentions he mentions the name Harriet. Now we stink at names. Don't know why. And every time I say that, I know I'm making it worse, but I have to tell you, we stink at names. So it's at least a female with an HHA name. I feel like she's older that he's acknowledging. Hamburgers and fries. Hamburgers and fries. Something about a cut on your hand or cut on the back of your hand. Did you recently cut your hand? Or was there some incident that he's bringing up from the past? I can't tell for sure. The past. He says the past. He's showing you as kind of wanting to move forward, and every time you kind of start to stick your foot out there to move forward, you pull it back. It's like your left foot is stuck in one spot, and that right foot just keeps wanting to step forward, but then it comes back. So he says you're not quite ready. It won't be long, and it will be okay. I approve. Okay, he's trying to sing a song. Come Let Me Love You. I don't know if there's a song named that. I don't recognize the tune. Come Let Me Love You Again and Again. Okay, I tried to get ALEXA to bring up a song with that title, but that one sounded a little funky. Um, that didn't sound like what he was trying to sing. So anyway, not sure where that's going, but he's singing something like that. So you might hear that song. You might hear um you might be driving down the road and you'll just hear a verse like that says something like that. Come let me love you again and again. So just keep your ears peeled for that. Oh, he's showing me the Eiffel Tower. No clue why, unless you've been to Paris. Maybe you have one of those. Actually, I might have thrown it away. My brother had one in his house. I think that's where I saw a little statue of the Eiffel Tower. He says that you think things things suck right now. He says, but they are going to get better and better. I'm not going anywhere. Okay, and he's wanting me to tell you that people think when they think about them or talk to them all the time that they're holding them down here and then they can't move forward to do the things that they need to do or supposed to be doing. You can't tie a rope on them. Can't tie a rope on them. They can go anywhere they want to. So don't think you're holding him back. He said he's doing what he's supposed to. I was asking him who he's with. I can't quite see the guy. The guy, a little bit heavy set, in a suit. Got kind of Sorry, I hit my ring. Kind of a round belly, dark hair. I can't even tell how old. I felt like it was older, but he looks younger. They can present themselves any way they want to. Maybe he was young at heart. Maybe he didn't act his age. I don't. I have to grow old. I don't have to grow up. That he's acknowledging that this man is with him. I feel like he was kind of a character. Hopefully, I don't feel a relationship, so I can't tell exactly how he's connected with this man. Maybe an uncle. That's iffy. Know that you will be all right. Know that you are very well protected. You will be guided if you allow it. Ask him to show you the way. And then watch for little signs or little doors that open, or it's amazing if you ask them and give them permission to help you, and then you accept it and allow it. And you actually see these things that'll come towards you instead of you having that wall and blocking it off. Are you in a hurry? It will happen when it's supposed to. There we go. Be patient. Divine timing. You are lovelier than a sea breeze. And he's showing an ocean with white caps. You've felt him or a presence or something when you're in bed. And times like that is when it's really easy, like when you're just going to sleep or just waking up, because you're not in your conscious mind really, and you're not fighting off and not believing all this stuff, where you should actually feel something there. He wants you to know that that's him. Doesn't want you to be scared. It's almost like a weight on you, almost like a pressure on you, kind of, is the way he's showing it. Don't know how you'll receive the energy. Everybody receives it different. He's showing that he's all over in your house still. He's he's got a very strong presence in your house, and he's showing you sitting on the couch watching TV, kind of mind numbing, and he's showing you eating a bowl of popcorn. So even if you don't eat it, even if you eat it out of a bag, doesn't matter, that you're sitting there munching on something. And he is right there with you. So you'll learn how to feel that energy, how to know when his presence is there. It's like when somebody walks in the room, you don't hear him, you don't see him, but you feel him come in. It's the same thing. You feel that energy there. He says you'll get it. You're going to get it. My presence is always with you. I ask him why he's not giving more validations. He says you don't need it. You know that it's him. And now he's being very soft, very sweet. Tell her I love her. Forget that argument. I feel like he's talking about a particular argument. Remember, the bottom line is love. And he's talking about everywhere, in everything. The bottom line. Love is the highest, strongest frequency. You take it with you. It's you can't not kill that energy. You can change forms, you can change it, but you cannot kill it, if that makes sense. he says the worlds are getting closer, and a lot of people have been talking about it lately. Well, especially around Halloween, they say the veil is thin. Our world and their world is getting closer all the time. I haven't been allowed to know what the reason is yet. And since again, I love you. He's trying to say it enough times that he wants to convince you that he's still there and he still loves you. So that's mainly what this whole thing is about. And with that, he's leaving. No, he's just kind of, I mean, he's there's no in between. He's just leaving. He says she'll get it. She'll get it. So he wants you to play it over in your head over and over that he loves you. He still loves you. He still loves you. He still loves you. He wants you to play that over and over, not to hold you back, but for your peace, for your comfort, for your knowing. He wants you just to keep saying that until you believe it, that he still loves you. Okay, he's already walked off. He's waving, turned around and waved. Whoever that man is standing off in the distance waiting for him. Still don't feel a relationship. So maybe it was somebody he worked with. Maybe it was a really good friend. Maybe it is an uncle, but I don't know. I'm not feeling the relationship. Okay, much love to you, my dear. Just keep telling yourself that he loves you. That's what he wants more than anything. You're going to hear him. You're going to start getting the signs. You're going to feel it. Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, oracle card advisor, paranormal investigator, voice for your loved ones. Thank you for allowing me to be his voice.